In this video, I'm going to show you how to clean the stone from an OONI Koda 16. Now, the thing about an OONI Koda 16 stone is it's asymmetrical. It's not a square shape. It's not a shape that you can actually flip from front to back. You can certainly flip it over, but you can't flip it from front to back, and that makes it very different to a lot of stones with other pizza ovens. So that makes it a little bit more difficult to clean, but in some ways it also makes it a little bit easier to clean depending on your technique. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to clean this stone after we've cooked 8 pizzas. Usually there's a bit of mess on the stone itself, from whether it's cheese falling off or bits of food from, you know, sausage or whatever, or just flour that's built up on the bottom. I'm going to show you how to do a clean after about, you know, midway through after about 4 pizzas, and then at the end I'll show you how to do a thorough clean and how to get this stone looking really good. So obviously the first thing we're going to do is put the stone in, but what I will say is some techniques talk about just flipping the stone over. Now, I've never used the bottom of this stone, I only use that side. You can see it's got a few sort of stains on it, but they're smooth as anything, so they're really superficial. They're not of any consequence for what we're doing here, or for cooking. So what my technique does is basically leave the stone in there, because every time you handle a stone, whether you pull it out and turn it upside down, you do risk breaking it. It's a lot better for the stone to just leave it there and not drop it, not bang it, not do anything like that. The other important thing with cleaning stones generally is that you really don't want to wet the stone. So when you first get it, you don't want to be washing the stone. You don't need to. You put it in an oven like this, and at 500 degrees, anything that's there, whether it's dust or anything else, bacteria or anything else, is just going to burn off and it won't exist. It'll be nice and clean. So what I do is I leave my stone in there typically. I've taken it out just to show you, but it's going to go straight back in there, and I'm not going to take the stone out again. And I'm just going to show you how to clean it. So first thing we're going to do is just put that back in. And we're going to start cooking. We can take advantage of, while the pizza oven is warming up, that it'll also be pyrolytically cleaning whatever was left from last time. So if there was a little bit of refuse or food or whatever left from last cook, then with this warming up process, we're going to get rid of an awful lot of that as well. So it's going to take about 20 minutes to warm up, and in that time we're going to reach 500 degrees plus in the back of the pizza oven, and we're going to have a nice clean stone to start with. One of the tools that I use is this brush from OONI, and I've found this to be quite good. That's quite a long brush, and it's got a little scraper on the end, which I really don't use, but that brush part I use quite a lot. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to brush off just a little bit off the front, and just brush it in the back corner, because that's the hottest part of the oven. So that corner over there, and that'll all just turn that ash into gas, and it'll disappear. So we're halfway through our evening cook of pizzas. We've done 4 and we've got another 4 to go. What I normally do now is turn the oven off. I give the stone a scrub, trying to remove any residue that's on top of the stone, and I'm going to push it into that far corner, that's the hot corner in the pizza oven, that corner right there. and then I'll turn it back on and let that burn off a bit, and then we'll be ready to go again. So what we do is turn that off. So I'm ready to turn it back on, and let's have a look. In the far corner over there, you can see I've moved the ash, I piled it up from the refuse into that corner over there. And I've scrubbed the rest of the stone pretty clean. All of that ash back there is just going to burn off pretty quickly. Won't take actually very long. And then we'll have a nice clean base again, ready to go for some more pizzas. Just finished cooking all the 8 pizzas. Now I'm going to scrub the residue off the stone, push it into the hot corner over there. I'll turn the flame off. And the reason I do turn the flame off, I didn't explain before, is because that happens if you don't turn the flame off. I had to put the fire out once. It happens. Anyway, moving right along. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to scrub, push everything over there, turn it back on and leave it on for a while. I'll leave that on high for a while and then we'll come back and have a look how it goes. Now, it's been about 10 minutes of burning time, and the ash is now turned from black to white, which means it's just about to disappear. So that's almost good enough to leave it, because that's only on the surface, there's nothing ingrained. We have still a few marks on the stone, but they're of no consequence, they're just very superficial. So let's have a look and see what the stone looks like after leaving it on for a bit of time after we finished. Still a bit warm. I've let it cool down for about half an hour, but we're still measuring over 100 degrees Celsius at the back, so it's quite cool at the front, but I'll just do this precautionary measure. So that is what the stone looks like. That's a bit of ash. That just blows off. I'm going to just give that a brush just to show you. So that is how I recommend that you clean a Koda 16 stone. All of these little stains at the front, they're pretty hard to get rid of, and to be honest with you, they're just very superficial. They won't affect anything. They're not raised bumps or anything. They're very smooth. The back of the oven is where there's a lot of action for cooking your pizzas, and it's pretty good. So Ideally, don't take the stone out like I've done. I've only done that for demonstration purposes. Leave the stone in. It's safest and protected in there. You can crack the stone if you handle it too much, if you thermal shock it. Make sure that you follow all the instructions with setting up the stone and tempering it. They're all in the instructions with the Koda 16. Don't get the stone wet, don't wash the stone, don't do anything like that. Just keep it nice and dry, and this stone in this oven is over a year old, and we use it every week, at least once a week, sometimes twice a week. We usually put through at least 8 pizzas through it. If we've got guests over, then that can multiply out. So it's pretty robust. If you treat it well, it should last a long time. Now, the other thing is, my name is Andrew from Food Good. If you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see some more of our content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and share the videos with your friends. Once again, thanks a lot for watching.